So moving right along here on the spiral flow, I'm going to glue together some parts finally. Some more parts here in step 4. You can see this is a bit of one of those nested parts situations. I have to get this part, this part, this part, and this little guy in between these two parts. So some of this will be relatively easy. Some of it will be annoying as all get out. So let me show you the easy part first. Once these are together firmly, this this part in the front will be easy to just press in there. So I'm not going to sweat that one yet. Set that one aside. I have gone to some pains to scrape the paint, the black paint, off the surfaces that are going to actually be gluing together. Let me show you where the little red pop-up thing comes into play here. Like so. Now the thing I need to be careful of here is gluing this joint there, that part line there. So what I'm probably going to do is glue it, like paint a little bit of the thin cement on that after the other areas are glued, just to kind of weld the parting line together so I can sand it down smooth, because I really have to be careful not to get glue on the red part, because it would ruin it, right? Now another part that could get ruined even worse is this part that inserts here and here, the sort of the gimmick part that makes that pop out, right? If you'll notice, when it's folded down, the part that has to, the line that has to get glued, the seam area that has to get glued, is pressing right up against the moving part. So I have to be careful not to glue the moving part in place. And in order to do that, what I'll do is I'll extend this out into the open position, and then it kind of opens that gap a little bit there. I'll just have to make sure to apply the glue very sparingly there. And now the last area that I have to be thoughtful and careful about is gluing this control panel into place. Now luckily I'm not stuck just having to glue it around the outside edges, because that would threaten to do injury to the appearance of the surface of the control panel. There's a nice sort of back plate of plastic there, and also on the other side, and I've also taken some pains to scrape away the paint from the back side of that, so the paint won't interfere with the bonding of the cement. So that's the plan. Now I'm gonna stop the camera and actually do the deed here. But one other thing I wanted to show you before I do that is the neat engineering of this that causes when this control panel is in place, I'll hold it in place there. When I tilt this part upward, it raises the, when I tilt this forward, it raises the little control panel up, which I just discovered. I think that's a neat bit of engineering. So we'll see you in a minute. I'm back, having achieved the gluing process pretty successfully. I will have to smooth out the seams, maybe fill some in some places, and especially here, these pieces, once the control panel was in place, that seam did not press together very well, so I probably will have to fill that. The little gimmicky spot didn't get glued into unusability. It works fine. And let's see what else. The control panel is nicely positioned. I left this piece off from there because actually what I will want to do first is get that seam smoothed down properly and filled in if needed, and probably even painted. And then last of all, that little gimmick on the pop-up that I tried to show before maybe was not so successful. When I move this, you see how that works? This goes forward, pop-up comes up. Very nice. Let's show it at this angle. Nope. Cool, huh? Alright. See you later.